This is a paid advertisement by BetterHelp.
You know what's funny? Whenever I've got a problem, I always go to the most random of people for advice.
Oh, same. Like, I'll literally pour my heart out to the most random girl in the club toilets, but like, she's not a therapist, is she?
BetterHelp will match you with someone who fits your needs. They've been doing this for over 10 years with 4.9 out of 5-star ratings for 1.7 million reviews.
And BetterHelp does the hard work of finding your match through a short questionnaire so you're not left guessing.
And I love that it's online and is so flexible. And if you don't click with your therapist, you can change at any time.
Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Liam and Millie.
That's better, HELP.com/Liam and Millie. She had Greg's sponsored her wedding, didn't they?
Yeah.
So like the Gregs would have paid for loads of stuff for the wedding, and obviously they just would have had food there and their branding. Like I'm all over that. I think it's great. Hello and welcome back to the Liam and Millie podcast. I'm Liam, this is Millie. I'm currently in Wales. Millie is in London. Today is our Tuesday episode. We hope you've all had a lovely weekend. I've spent bank holiday in the house being rather ill, still quite ill from last week. So I didn't really do much as bank holiday, just stayed in and get myself better for a big week ahead. Millie, what have you been up to?
Had a wig party this weekend, which was very, very fun.
And what sort of wig did you have?
I had like an orange spiky short wig. It was rock and roll vibes. Chloe had a matching one in black. And I think the overall winners of the day was Kat, who dressed up as Marge Simpson, and Tommy, who dressed up as IB for Final Boss. They both put in the most effort and it was very, very funny.
Takes a lot of effort to dress like the Ibiza Final Boss, yeah?
Yeah, I think he was just wearing an I Love Ibiza t-shirt.
Good. Should we get into the episode?
Basically, there's a video that's been going viral online of Katie Price from when she was bankrupt, and it's been leaked by one of her ex-husbands. And apparently, I haven't actually seen this video. I think, Liam, you said you have, but apparently she's counting cash, which she probably withdrew it from her bank so that her exes couldn't claim anything from her. And she's saying something like Peter needs to pay for the kids or something, but she's got all this cash? I don't know.
Well, obviously she's claimed bankruptcy. I think in the video is Princess, and she's saying Peter's going to have to pay for the, all the, what do they call them? Pay for the...
school fees.
Peter's going to have to pay for the school fees, which obviously that video shouldn't have got leaked in, ideally wouldn't got leaked for Katie. But it's funny, I think obviously that's not a good thing to be doing, is, splashing, showing all your cash on video when you're claiming bankruptcy. It's not an ideal thing to do.
Why was she doing that though? Why is she counting cash and videoing it?
Well, Katie Price does a lot of things which, don't really add up, has been a number of years. But every time she does one of these questionable things, she never seems to do anything wrong in the eyes of the public. A lot of the females online seem to be backing her. I've seen some of the comments saying that that's my money, I just lent it to her. Like a lot of people seem to be, a lot of people back Katie Price. And I know she has, done a couple of mad stuff over the years. But are you a big fan of Katie Price?
I actually would say that I am, yeah. I feel like she's just that like icon, isn't she? Like from when I was young. Well, I know she started in like Page 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, she started Page 3. Yeah,
started in Page 3, but then she went on obviously The Jungle, and that's where she met Peter. And she's just like one of those people who just don't give a fuck. Like she's clearly she's been in the public eye for a very, very long time. And like you say, she's done so many things wrong that if other people would have done, they would have been literally cancelled in a heartbeat. But for some reason, Katie Price can always regain. She's never even been cancelled, but like
she's uncancelable, I think.
She's uncancelable. I feel like anything that she does wrong, some like people stick up. Maybe she's a bit of a gay icon as well. I'm not sure, but like the women and the gays definitely do love Katie Price, and I think the men fancy her back in the day, anyway.
Yeah, back in the day, I was. But I think obviously she got Harvey as well. So I think a lot of people have enjoyed that story of of him growing up, and she's obviously she's took care of him. She's stuck by his side, probably through some tough times. So I think a lot of people, they admire that, and they love that for her.
Yeah, like she's had like loads of reality TV shows and stuff. And I feel like one thing everyone knows about Katie is that she is a good mum.
Yeah.
Like Princess Andre has got her own TV show. I've watched it.
I saw that. Yeah, well, not that I watched it. I won't be watching it, but I did see it advertised when I was watching other stuff.
I watched it.
She's following her mother's footsteps by the looks of her.
As she should. Go, girl.
Yeah, so Katie has obviously had a number of husbands over the years. How many husbands has she had?
I don't know, a lot though. A few.
Yeah, she's had a couple. So I feel like a lot of them try to take... She's financially well off. So I think a lot of them try to take her money afterwards, would you say?
Yeah, I think that in the papers and stuff, whether we know that that's true or not, but rumor is that apparently that's why she's why she got bankrupt was because her ex-husbands were taking her money, like asking her for money and stuff, because she never signed a prenup, I don't think. So that's probably one of her biggest mistakes. I feel like after the first husband not signing a prenup, you probably have learnt your lesson. Then the second one. Are they all husbands though, or are they just boyfriends? I don't know how many she actually was married to. But I feel like prenup for someone like Katie Price was needed. I
just feel like unfortunately, she's fallen victim sometimes to maybe men taking advantage of her. And then maybe potentially using it for her clout, using it for her money. So yeah, I think a prenup is definitely a good idea for like, not just obviously Katie Price, but I mean couples in general. For some couples, because, like some people do marry people for, financial reasons. So I think a prenup is sometimes a good idea, but it's a difficult one when if you're both really in love with each other and, but the one person's a lot more well off, like how do you bring that to the partner and say, look, I think we should sign a prenup, because you're kind of saying it because in case we do break up, I want to make sure I'm covered. So like you're putting like to the other person, it could sound like putting doubts there like straight away.
I don't know. I just feel like I would respect that. I don't know whether there's some people who would, there's probably people who wouldn't, but like if, say for instance, you as this millionaire and you asked to sign a prenup, I wouldn't like kick off about it. Because our marriage isn't, I'm not here to marry you for your money. I'm marrying you for you. So it's like, that shouldn't matter. And if someone was to kick off about it, I feel like then that's a red flag in itself.
Well, I think it's only fair, I would say. I think like, yeah, it's a red flag in itself if they get annoyed that the one partner wants to do a prenup. I just think it sort of protects them, and, because you've seen it so many times where like one of the, the female or the male, or the man or woman, is well off, and then the relationship does end, and then they take them for a lot of the money which you've worked hard for. Especially people who are like, people who marry into like the family's wealth. Like say, like the grandparents or the parents are like, they've worked hard or they've had a business for years, and then their son gets married, and then or their daughter gets married. Would you say like prenups are probably more common these days? I feel like the divorce rate is so high.
Yeah,
it's like the highest it's ever been. So obviously,
that probably is higher.
Like more people would be signing prenups.
Yeah, that's actually so true, because probably back in the day, I feel like, our grandparents and stuff, divorces were like frowned upon, and like our grandparents have been together since they were 16, 17 and have, they don't believe in divorce or like breaking up. But now our parents are, my parents, they were never married, but they didn't make it together. A lot of my friends' parents aren't together anymore, and I just feel like we're in the generation now where people don't last forever. So
celebrities who obviously got a big following, when they get married, we do know of like sort of companies getting involved and sponsoring the wedding. Like OK Magazine, they done a big deal with Katie Price for her wedding, so they probably paid for a lot of stuff. We do know of what's her name, the one on Geordie Shore? Vicky Patterson, she
Yeah.
had Greg's sponsored her wedding, didn't they?
Yeah.
So like the Gregs would have paid for loads of stuff for the wedding, and obviously they just would have had food there and their branding. Like I'm all over that. I think it's great. Like if you can make your wedding as best as possible and as special as you can, and some company wants to pay for some of the stuff, why not? Everybody loves a Greg's. Starters, we've got sausage, beans and cheese melt.
I feel like OK Mag is probably like the most popular. I feel like they're always the ones that get the deal. And I'm pretty sure, Chloe did that documentary. It was like the one we were in, and it was about relationships in the public eye and stuff. And I'm pretty sure she spoke, I can't remember who, someone on the show had got it sponsored by OK Mag or something, and I'm pretty sure they offer a good like 30 grand or something like that. I mean, this is rumors, I don't know for sure, don't quote me, but like if a magazine, I know we're very, very lucky and privileged to be able to be in this lifestyle where like maybe someone would offer us money to take pictures at our wedding and put it on the front of a magazine cover. Realistically, why would we say no to that?
Of course. I think they want to be the first people to have the access, or like, so they can,
it's exclusive, yeah.
Exclusivity, yeah. And like, but I think obviously if they were going to do it, you'd want them to sort of, if there's going to be 30 grand, for instance, you wouldn't want them to pay you 30 grand because then you get taxed on that. So you'd want them to sort of just pay straight away to whatever you need, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, or maybe it does work like that. Maybe they just like pay off your venue, or I don't know, or not.
Because 30 grand, you can save so long to like 8 grand of that straight away, can't you? Or 10 grand.
Yeah, and apparently like someone says you can't like gift anyone more than £800 now without looking like fraud or something.
The government got us by the balls. Can't do anything.
But obviously there's a lot of celebs who go through OK exclusive deals, get married, lovely jubbly, and then there's other celebs that have got to go through divorce in the public eye as well, which Katie Price has obviously had to have done, and a lot of celebs.
Yeah.
But that must be quite hard.
Katie Price has been married 3 times. Would you say that's
and divorced 3 times, or is she still married to the third?
I think she's it's her boyfriend, this other guy.
So divorced 3 times then.
But like, I must be shitting it. Like you get married, you think, right, this is the forever person, and it's ended 3 times. Yeah, she's an icon, Katie Price. Jordan, I always call her, don't I? Why did they just call her Jordan?
That was her like page 3 name, I'm pretty sure.
Ah, right, yeah.
Do you feel like it's harder for celebrities to be married in the public eye rather than like when they're just boyfriend and girlfriend? Do you reckon the press are more like sneakier and wanting to like catch them out? And
yeah, definitely. Like, like a marriage is obviously is the level up from a relationship. So like, if there's news of like cracks in a marriage, it's bigger than a relationship, So I think press are all over there. They're trying to find any excuse to just get headlines, isn't it? Which is unfortunate, but that's what people see a headline and they click on it, or they want to view it, and that's some of these magazines want.
Do you ever notice when there's like certain celebrities or like influencer couples who they've broken up and you've realised because they're not posting? Because I know I have, but I'm a girl, so I feel like it's different for boys. I feel like you don't really care about stuff like that.
Not necessarily. I think sometimes you notice when, for instance, if someone's deleted all the photos, like, then you obviously notice that. But then
rookie move to make though if you're in the public eye.
Oh yeah, 100%. But like, I don't know. I feel like I think a lot of people on social media, they post some people post their lives all the time, but a lot of it is you post your work. So you don't post your partner on it all the time. So it might be like, you might go a month without posting them, but you're still together. But then sometimes you might not be together and you've stopped posting, and people do pick up on that sort of stuff. And obviously we get it, don't we? If we don't post each other for a few weeks, people like start mentioning like, why have you broken up? Like, why are you not showing each other? It is frustrating. It does piss me off. And I just like, anyone on Snapchat now, I just block them. They say, like, why aren't you with Millie? Blocked.
But it's even things like, I remember when obviously we broke up the first time, it was like things like they were clocking that we hadn't liked each other's photos, because when we broke up, it was like, right, we're not going to unfollow each other, because I remember my management saying, you can't unfollow him because apparently press or some, there's some sort of app that will alert them when blue tick profiles have unfollowed each other.
Really? I thought it was just
Yeah.
weird people who just check every day.
Who's doing that? That's so strange. But
there's enough
they
strange people
seemed
out
to
there.
think that there was some sort of app that kind of like let them know. So they were like, as soon as you unfollow, like it's gonna flag up, sort of thing. So like, right, okay, don't do that. But obviously we've broken up, so I wasn't liking his photos. I think that was the first thing they clocked. No, the first thing they clocked was that we hadn't posted a photo together. And then someone clocked the likes.
We did announce it to me, like actually a week after we broke up, we did announce it on social media.
But I think that's why, because a lot of people have asked in the past, like when we've spoken on other podcasts and stuff, like, why did you put up a statement? Why did you feel like you had to do that? Because obviously it's not a normal thing to do.
No,
like
it's
when
not.
you're going through a breakup and like you have to like announce to the world, by the way, everyone, we're broken up. But it wasn't because we wanted to do that. It was more so, one, to stop the questioning and the rumors that we were getting messages to us personally. Like when you're going through a breakup and then like people are kind of like rubbing it in your face, being like, oh my God, like why are you not liking his photos? Are you and him still together? Like it's constantly like some people are messaging you about it. So if you just confirm, then the questions stop almost. I mean, you'll get the questions then, why did you break up?
Yeah.
But like we didn't feel like we needed to sort of say that for a very long, long time.
And also it was fresh after Love Island. So like it was in the same, it was like 10, 11 months after Love Island. So like people were on us a lot, like, so obviously we've sort of felt like we had to announce it then. But yeah, it's a strange thing to do. And I think like, yeah, but I don't know. It's like people think they deserve to know as well. Like they deserve to know the ins and outs.
But I do kind of get where they're coming from, because I don't know, like certain people that I follow, or maybe I'll follow for a long time, and then like they've put up like, oh, they've so and so have broken up. Like I am curious. I'm like, that's just because like it's just gossipy, and you're like, oh, I wonder what happened. Like why? So
Yeah.
I understand why people like want to know, but like they also don't deserve to know.
No, of course. Well, it's because they just want to chat about it and gossip about it, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
It's even when I see someone's split up, I'm like, oh my God, like you check, like you sent me someone's story the other day, they broke up. You sent me this story of like a statement they put out. And it's like, oh, that's mad.
As I remember when we put ours up, I literally had like over 1 million views on one story.
Yeah.
And that was like, we hadn't had that since the days after we came out of the show.
I know.
But it went, you obviously just know everyone was forwarding it on to their friends and being like, oh my God, look.
Do you think couples should have one bank account or like separate bank accounts? Like for my parents, for instance, I think my mother has her own bank account and my dad, but they also have a shared account as well.
Yeah, I feel like if you have kids or like a house, or like if you're bought a house together, then you need like house funds that you put like, you rent in each a month and blah, blah, blah. I think that's good to have. But like, yeah. And if you've got kids as well, I think that a shared bank account is a good thing to have.
Definitely have your own one as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I think you get paid into your own one. Like you each have your own bank account where your money gets paid into individually.
Yeah.
But then you have a shared where you put a pot in, and then that's where you do put house payments on and things like that.
Do you think in the public eye women are judged more harshly than men, like during breakups or during like, divorce?
Well, I feel like in our case, you was judged more
Well, I had
harshly.
the worst end of the stick, I would say, during our,
Yeah, because I think when couples break up, people just expect that they've broken up because like something really bad has happened. Like, they've cheated, and so people will just assume that the man's cheated, and then they'll get more stick for it. I'd say people in the public eye anyway. Like unless we all know that the girl's done something wrong and they've been pictured doing something.
But I think obviously in our case, like after Love Island, everybody loved you during Love Island, nation's favourite. And I did what I did in Castlemore. I think that sort of stayed with me for a while after. And then people just assumed like, oh, he cheated in Castlemore, he cheated again. And then obviously that rumour came out of me in Wireless. And I think people felt like they needed a reason for why it ended. They just, like a real big reason, and there wasn't one. And obviously people wanted to put something there which wasn't. But yeah, that was frustrating. But
yeah,
you can imagine but obviously on like scales up from us, people who are like super famous, like how much shit do they deal with like, going through a breakup and like everybody being involved. It being on like, the front pages of everything. Like it must be because obviously no matter how famous you are, it's still a real person. It's obviously still a real relationship. And like people just think like, oh, it's like, they're fine. They're but then like going through all that, it is stressful. Going through the breakup alone is hard enough. Then it being plastered everywhere and being everyone else's business is frustrating as well.
I think it's a hard thing to deal with. And it's like when you're going for a breakup, in itself, like you've got to deal with that and then have all of that added shit on top of it, which isn't fun.
No, definitely not. But
I don't know about people who aren't in the public eye, where who gets judged more. I don't think there's a case of people getting judged going through a breakup, do they?
I don't know. I think I tend to say like the female would have more sympathy than the male. I think that tends to be the case. Like,
but I think it's because women are more likely to show their emotions. So, if you've gone for a breakup, they're more likely to break down and cry about it, whereas men probably wouldn't. Like stereotypical, obviously. There's men that would. I'm not saying that that's what they should do, but like men probably would just put on a brave face and be like, oh yeah, is what it is, bro, and just get on with it. So then everyone just thinks he's all right.
Yeah, whereas the other females like, fuck him anyway, you weren't shit, like you're way better than him anyway. Like that's the sort of
exactly.
But I think that's their way of sort of making
a lot more emotions.
Yeah,
shown.
Yeah, but I think they're hard in general. But like, yeah, public eye is makes it 10 times worse. And being married as well. Like, imagine a marriage breaking down, and all eyes on it. It's difficult. And old Katie Price has been through 3 times, bless her.
Oh, bless her.
Well, guys, that has been it for our Tuesday episode. I don't know, was that a bit morbid? But anyway, that's all our views on prenups and marriage. But yeah, thank you all for listening. This has been our Tuesday episode. And also you can sign up to our group chat over on Patreon for exclusive episodes and more of the behind the scenes, and also ad-free episodes on all of our episodes. So make sure you go over and sign up to that. But that's it from us, and we will see you on Thursday. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on our socials at Liam and Millie Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. We will see you Thursday.
See you on Thursday.
Liam and Millie is a Sony Music Entertainment production.